Hi guys, today we gotta test ride this new PCX160. So first look, the color looks very unique. I never seen this color on a bike before. So it's a bit like a, I don't know, creamy metallic color. So that's really interesting. It looks very similar to the PCX160, except some few detail changes like this wind cut area, and then they merged the whole daytime running light. And the exhaust has a sort of like a more modern oval look. And this socket has been changed to a USB-C instead of a 12 volt cigarette socket. Okay, this storage is pretty huge. I would say it will fit your phone, but the only downside is this is not lockable. And I find something really nice is this part here, where they designed this thing where you can sort of like put your fuel cap while you do your petrol, so you don't need to lug it around or hold it on your hand. So that's very nice. Okay, storage space is bigger, it's deeper at this part. We believe we can fit a full-size helmet. We should try it later on. Okay, so let's go for a test ride. Okay, this is very useful to put your maybe your handphone or something like that. So let's power it up. Okay, turn it. So now two hydraulic brakes instead of the drum rail brake. You will see your high beam, low beam indicator, your battery low voltage indicator, temperature, engine light, or there's traction control. So I believe you can turn on off by HSTC by press and hold this slightly. Yes, you can on off. Okay, we just keep it on now. Okay, and then this is your engine idling start stop technology. So you will see this green light. Let's try it. So it's supposed to be like your car. Once you are on stationary, it will sort of like stop its engine to save fuel. Okay, let's go for a ride. Quite surprisingly smooth. I don't feel any vibration on the handlebar. And the floorboard is quite roomy also. So I can put my feet like this, or I can put my feet like this. I can't see my feet with this panel cover. Let's try from a stop. Oh, the brake is not bad. Okay, this is still a scooter, so the 0 to initial, there's still a little bit of slow in terms of response as compared to the manual bike, but I find it quite okay. The acceleration not bad also. Okay, first let us try the minor roads. When stationary, you feel the vibration. Oh, okay, so it's blinking. Now the engine is off. We will try to see how fast it will respond when the light turns green. So when it's blinking, it means it will shut off your engine. Okay, it's green light now. Oh, I would say almost instant. Let's try again. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's about 2-second time period. If it detects you are stationary on the traffic, it will cut off the engine. And once you twist the throttle again, it will sort of like start the bike immediately. Okay, let's try U-turn. Okay, not bad. Pretty decent U-turns. And it's quite light in terms of the ability for you to move around. It's quite stable on the slow speed. I guess because of the fatter tires. Okay, the suspension is entry, I would say. It's not the soft kind. It doesn't really absorb very well. The brakes are pretty good at low speed. I would say it has to be good at slow speed. So we'll try the higher speed because the key nemesis of a small and light bike is highway cruising, and it doesn't have a very tall windshield also. So we will see how it will perform. Okay, I really like the seat because there's a groove at the back where I can sort of like park my butt there for support, which is really nice. So the steering angle is pretty huge, as you can see here. So I would say that you shouldn't have an issue squeezing through congested traffic. Let's try to reset the trip meter and probably gauge what's the average fuel consumption that we can get from this machine. Climbing up slope is not an issue. I don't feel that there's any lack of power. The seat height is like your average scooter. Okay, let's try again on squeezing through traffic. This time it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, it's a scooter, so it should be able to do that perfectly. It's designed to squeeze through tight traffic. No issue with U-turn and also upslope. Okay, let's try to find a highway, and then we will enter the highway speed. I'll say it does what it does as a scooter on city street and minor roads. I mean perfectly, because it's a scooter. It's just that the suspension, the real suspension, is not here, not there, and I felt that it's I can feel every bump that I ride through and all the unevenness on the tarmac. So I would say that it's supposed to be more comfy because it's a commuter scooter. The front suspension is okay. So I realized we made a lot of U-turns here because I'm not very familiar here, and this so most of the time is the old school way, the agar-agar kind of estimation, where am I and where I gotta head to. We saw a AYE exit there. We gotta try the highway speed. I think the only way is I move up and then squeeze through. Okay, I am heading to AYE twice. Whether it can maintain on 90 kilometers per hour. Based on my experience with scooter, it does 90 kilometers per hour, but it's not very comfortable because of the smaller wheel. So you don't feel very planted or stable if you are doing 90. Okay, let the car pass through because this guy have only 15 horsepower. Okay, 80, 90. So it does 90. So we try to cruise around this speed and see how it does. You can feel a little bit lightness on the handlebar, you can tell. Okay, you can feel that it's shaking every time you pass through a uneven surface. Okay, I think riding in highway with one hand is not very stable. As we mentioned, the steering is very light, which is very good for slow traffic because you need to, twist here and there. Okay, you don't want the steering to be too heavy because it will be taxing. But on the downside, on a higher speed, then you need to hold the handlebar with both hands to keep it stable. If not, it will wobble a little bit. The wheels here are 14 inches front, 13 inches back. So I would say that as compared to some of the scooters that are 12-12, this actually is more assuring when you are cruising on highway speed. You will feel the wobble at the front, but at least you don't feel the wobble at the rear wheel. So that's something good about it. and there's a lot of wind resistance onto your body, so you cannot sustain this kind of journey for longer period of time. Oh, okay, especially when you pass through the truck where there are eddy currents hit you, you can clearly feel it's not holding up. And I'll go to the first lane again, the slow lane. Now the acceleration to 60 was not bad. So now we try to maintain 70. Okay, so the acceleration on the top range are not very responsive. So when you are doing highway cruising, I would say it's pretty hard for you to overtake if you are already cruising at 80, 90. Currently, we are doing a single rider. So if let's say you have two riders, you and your pillion, I would say that that is close to impossible. You can do it, it's just not safe. That is expected lah, because it's ultimately a scooter supposed to be a basic commuter. Okay, so far so good. It clocks about 43.8 kilometer per liter. I guess it helps a bit because we did a highway cruising just now. Whoa! Okay, not bad as a brake. As we mentioned earlier, this bike has traction control. The purpose of the HSTCS or the traction control, is it's actually a safety feature more than a aggressive feature. Usually the traction control is on more powerful bikes. So in this PCX, it's mainly to help you to have a safer ride on wet weather or the wet road condition. You might slip. We tested trying to go low just now. I would say this guy can do it. But of course, it's not designed to do that because it's a scooter, ultimately. It's not a racing machine. I guess this is where it should belong, where there is a lot of start-stop traffic. I mean, this is where all the scooters should belong, a lot of start-stop traffic. Okay, Lamborghini and 2B scooters. Back to the suspension topic. To be honest, I have never experienced a really good stock suspension on a class 2B scooter before. Accelerating off to upslope, no issue. Okay, 50, 60. I think it's really smooth when you ride it in higher speed. I don't really feel vibration on the handlebars. Ooh. The other thing I'm looking at is actually the pillion foot peg. I prefer this kind of design. Actually, it's flush to the overall design, so you can't really tell it's a pillion foot peg on the side. The average fuel consumption is about 45.4 kilometers per liter. Real world test. Pretty decent fuel consumption for a 2B scooter. Okay, so now we are back. We need to return the bike. And that's the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. See you on our next video. Bye bye.